That's why I argue with stupid people all the time.
Yeah, that's why I love Merkel,
I love
you know?
going down.
Yeah. We know it's a bad idea to argue, but we do it anyways. You're the smart one. You're like, yeah, not worth it. Speaking of not worth it, we got to look at the bans here. Team Spirit betting out the Lunox as well as the Grog. And now for Aurora, betting out the Yuzong and the Hilda.
Ooh, so no. Okay, Claude first pick, I guess, for TS. That's what they're aiming for.
I mean, Aurora can still ban it out if they want, right?
Yep.
I want to see it just banned out, man. Honestly, like, in this series, let's bring something else to the gold lane.
Yeah.
Let's just ban the Claude.
Yeah.
I keep it open.
Don't laugh. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I know you
The
are.
way you say it, though.
The way you're saying, yeah.
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 That's V. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, hello.
Oh, that is V. Well, no, I thought he...
Among the plains
I guess that's not Japanese. I was saying, I
Wait.
thought he spoke Japanese.
They
No, he
want the-
speaks every language.
Okay.
Do they want the Claude or juice in now? Because they ban out Yves. I think if you want the Claude, usually you would leave the Yves open. It's okay.
I think they're thinking, like, we know that they know that a Claw should be banned so that they can get it for free. But then, what if Aurora be like, I know what you're doing, and I'm not just going to ban anything? Well, I mean, I'll ban something, but not Jushin or the Claude.
This is an interesting fact,
But I would ban the Claude.
Here's an interesting fact about the Claude.
What's the fact?
Hiko has not played the Claude just yet.
Nani?
Yeah, that was definitely V.
Or a fighter
Or
gold
a
lane.
fighter gold lane.
Yeah.
So, where does that put us? There's a Jushin ban.
There you go.
So
It
maybe
has to be Claude.
Yeah, maybe they won't play it.
No.
Maybe.
No.
All right.
Listen.
So this is the first Claude game.
I think they were, to be fair, first game against SRG, second game against Evil, or the first game against Evil, second game against SRG, second game SRG, they learned. So in the first game they didn't play it. Game number 2 against SRG, they learned. Claude was on Innocent, and then game number 3 they banned the Claude. So ever since that game 2, it's been contested, and they've learned the hard way. So it will be picked up here.
That's how hard it is to play Claude, you know?
28% win rate, by the way, on the Gatakacha. 40. Whoa, wait, wasn't it 28 earlier? All right, 14 times picked up. We didn't see the Gatakacha. It's 29%. Yisun Shin, very early. No Yuzong.
Also shows that they might want to play double fighters here.
Yep.
Yeah, double fighters. That's something more that we've seen Dominkite play too. You know, when this YSS is picked up, is go ahead and grab that fighter. We haven't seen too much of like the Ruby gold lane so far through M7, but that's still a possibility that could pop up. I don't know if we'll actually see him play the, for example, like the Freya and the gold lane. Maybe that's up their sleeve after seeing the first couple days of the Swiss, but these are already very strong picks, man. The Farsa, Kalea, Claude for Team Spirit off that first phase of the draft. So they're going to leave their jungle and the XP lane up for grabs right now. And most likely, you'll probably see some of those big XP lane options banned out further. You know, the Yuzhong's already gone. Maybe the Lapu Lapu to an extent, or the Uranus, depending on what they want to do here.
I feel like for Team Spirit, they're also looking at this as, is it a bannable game?
I guess, right? With the Kalea already picked up right now, it should actually set up for one of those picks later on.
Even if it's not bannable, at least you force Aurora to ban.
Yeah. Exactly. But for Aurora right now, I guess now you understand why they went for the Gatakacha, right? I'm just actually kind of weirded out by the Harith pick.
Yeah.
You usually don't want to go with a Harith when you already see a Claude, but even more so when you see a Farsa, right? So 2 counters on the other side already against the Harith, yet they still pick it up. So they're going to have to get some more picks to open up the Harith space.
Ooh, look at this. It's quite even between Aurora as well as Team Spirit. Difference only being in the tens.
That's very different from what we saw earlier. So I guess everybody supporting Aurora popped
Shout
in
out to you guys in chat.
Yeah. Keep voting, guys. So again, it's a best of 3, so this is just game 1. The Harith pick this early on is interesting too. Just like you mentioned, you know, it's not something that you necessarily see too often. Although before Harith technically had that kind of low-key nerf that he went through, like from the last patch, there was a whole lot of Claudes in Harith, like matchup-wise, right?
Whoa.
And I guess they just prefer it more than the carry anyway, at least to bring in for the rest of their lineup.
Kagura ban coming through for TS. I thought that's something we wanted to leave in 2025. Turns out maybe something they faced against Aurora Philippines in like scrims or something, because maybe that could be an answer to the Kalea pick, right? Maybe we see the Kagura CC immunity getting out of it, Purify built in to get out of the Kalea. Tsunami Slam, but the Ernest gets banned out as well by Aurora PH here. So they're really taking away those Bomba picks that we saw dominate against Onyx.
Yeah, honestly, the Kagura pick kind of signals to me that there's going to be a lot of attention going on to the mid. So whatever pick that Aurora is forced on, because at this point, I'm not so sure who wins the lane here unless you get something like a Zetian. Because even a Kimi, I think it's going to have quite a tough time.
Yeah.
Unless they want to go for something like a Selena.
Selena.
Aurora, yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. Have we seen Yue?
Yeah, Yue has like played it from time to time. I mean, the Kagura as well. He was one of the few players that picked it up regionally in the Philippines. It's just, yeah, like Kagura is kind of weird in the current meta, you know, especially here for M7 that we've seen it. So I guess there's a lot of questions here. I'm not sure if we'll actually see him pick up the Lunox. No, it's banned out. Sorry. So that being banned out, there's just what is left? A Louis Yi?
Kagura is the kind of pick that's like you receive some information in a proper email to be like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll make sure to be careful of it.
Oh,
legacy shall endure.
So picked once, 100% win rate. We saw that.
Stormy.
Yep, Stormy.
Shout out to my boy.
I guess this also works pretty well with the YSS too. Like the stun synergy.
If they finish up with the Arlet,
yeah,
I think it's pretty okay.
Double vision. But they will be lacking in the frontline department, dude. Like, that means
just do more damage.
Run through the frontline.
It's literally Gatakacha.
Yeah, but that means...
their front line is literally Gatakacha.
Yeah, right now it's literally just Gatakacha. But if they go Arlet, right, that means it's just going to be Gatot. Yeah, you can try to deal more damage, but then it relies heavily on you snowballing in the early game. And TS, now with the glue, they have more ways to actually just stick towards the Yusen Shin, stick towards even the Gatakacha there.
They don't have ways to deal with the glue.
Oh, Nolan. Interesting.
This might be the R line, and maybe the game plan here is they know they're most likely going to be reacting. Like if it gets to that point where they're reacting to the Kalea setups, for example, that they might just choose this lineup to go ahead and like try to have a counter play as much as possible. But there's the Sora being left open, so it's going to be that last pick for this lineup. So there is a lot of crowd control here. Like if you look at Aurora's lineup, there's quite a bit of crowd control that they can use to go ahead and fight these team fights that are most likely going to be started by a Kalea like we've seen in the past.
The only problem here is that the damage profile coming in from Aurora doesn't really do that well against the glue. Unless the glue hops onto Sora and Sora just keeps on dashing towards a nearby turret or something. Yeah, if Kid Bomba has a good game, Aurora will not.
Yeah. That's what we saw. I mean, that's what we saw in their last match, right? Kid Bomba and the Esmeralda. Just a phenomenal performance, but there's a lot to see unfold here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the first game between Team Spirit against Aurora Philippines. And again, this is a promotion match. Winner goes over to the knockout stage. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
By the way, LaFell, I gotta ask you a question. Isn't this just very SRG? Sora, Gatot, and then Yusichin, Zetian? Just the gold lane that, is different.
Yeah, they play double fighter, but hey, I believe Dominkai with this harp can feel like a fighter.
Well, the way he usually plays it is like that, like I said, regionally, and the statistic was, I think the Harith has won twice against the Claude, so could be just one of those picks that works out for specific players, but again, you don't see the Harith pop up too much, but even the Nolan, man, remember when the Nolan popped up? This was one of the questions we had for ourselves, like, how's the Nolan going to perform in the meta? And I think he still serves a purpose of kind of this window of opportunity type jungler. Even looking at the emblems, you have those windows to pop out that damage, but the rest of this lineup is actually pretty solid here for those front to back lineups.
Now this is interesting. Fire emblem on the Harith.
Yeah. So I guess you try to beat the sustain with sustain here, and he's actually doing a pretty good job. Hiko has the blink, so obviously the Synchrophission will be dodged away from most of the time.
Yeah. Interesting to see how this Fire Emblem really fares for the Harith, because one of the nerfs towards the Harith is the nerf towards the Scythe, the Starlium Scythe. Yeah, I'm interested to see, and I wonder if the build is going to be the same or just a bit different.
Yeah, even for Edward on the Sora, like, it's just did not perform the way that teams wanted it to in the beginning of Swiss, but I feel like as we've gotten further into the Swiss stage, teams are kind of figuring out how they want to utilize this. Again, whether it's in the gold lane or in the XP, but it serves its purpose. Again, the crowd control is great. You don't have to completely rely on this Gattacacho. They're actually going to just force a turtle take here easily for Team Spirit based off an easy fight.
Quick blitz, man, and again, zoning there from Bomba was amazing.
I would say right now, Aurora Gaming is having just slight difficulties because they're not really winning the mid lane as well. Because Sunset Lover has been favorable trades against Yue. Quite a long range and more importantly, more burst coming in from Sunset Lover. The fact that Hiko came over and quickly, you know, clear out the waves, it's going to be hard for Dominkai.
You got the gold crab too there, stole it away. Art of Thievery there. By the airstrike coming down over on Dominkai. There's already a Zaman Force. No, Zaman Force means there's gonna be too much damage from to handle. Last shot from Eco. That's first blood and a flicker out.
So close. Dominkai even popping the Purify, but unfortunately can't survive against that Fighter Emblem or not. So a good first blood pickup for Team Spirit. They made that decision to go make the play. That's about I would say every time if they focus on Dominkai's lane, you're gonna have to see Aurora Gaming Philippines kind of respond to that. Again, if you leave your gold lane to the whims of the opposing team, you're gonna be in trouble here.
I don't know about this, man. Bomba flickering around to safety now. It's gonna be caught still. Traceless coming down, and that's gonna be Edward with the punches down on the glue, but Light AOG out of there. Caught in the feather airstrike. One shot wants to push in for more of the gold crab. We contest it again. This time it's Doming.
Yeah. Honestly, Aurora Gaming probably just wants Edward to get out of lane as fast as he can because keep him on his glue is making his life just a little bit difficult. And considering the speed that one shot is moving all around the map, taking some farm away from Demonkite, I feel like this is a good idea, but we just have to see how it translates to the next turtle fight.
Yeah, this is going to be the one that we see Aurora Gaming Philippines actually contests. Demonkite went and got his purple. He's going to go work on his orange, and then Turtle's going to be up here in a second. So both junglers doing their thing. They'll get in position. And with this time, they can't be as zoned out as they were in the first Turtle. But they will have to play around Sao's setup potential with the Kalea, but also Sunset Lover's damage with the feathered airstrike. So they'll take their time. This is what I was saying in the draft, Aurora Gaming Philippines, they don't really need to be the initiators. They're more so responding to what this lineup from Team Spirit does. Edward's positioning here. He's going to go ahead and spot one shot.
The fracture out by one shot, respecting the sort of damage. Now it's going to be Sawa walking up untargetable. Edward goes to the skies, now jumps on Bomba. It's going to be caught. That's going to be the full stacks on him, and he gets mounted on. Demonkite looking for the angle to go for the retribution as one shot gets zoned away. That's an AOG! Demonkite winning the retry there all alone. Tsunami Star locks him down. He go! With a blazing duet straight onto Yue he goes. And Yue respects him with the flicker as Domin clears out mid and Edward goes on to hit the Patrick.
I gotta say, my question, the start of the day, are we gonna see any Claude for space? I can't believe this is like what? Third time today that we're seeing a Claude for space. Hiko's really showing up. He's looking pretty good.
Oh, fracture, full burst light. Doesn't have the AOG, but he gets out by their airstrike a bit late at the glowing wanting with the lethal ignition. Gets him down. Now it's Doming in the bottom lane, isolated.
Oh man, even when Light wants to help, don't kite.
Okay.
Just get out of my gold crab territory, I think. I think that's what
Imagine if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, okay, he is going to secure it. But yeah, Light was going to go help Dominkai out here, and you know, it's you put yourself in that position where you can get set up on, and unfortunately, if you have the Revitalize or not, you're going to be somewhat in trouble. So now Team Spirit has continued to find these little bit of wins across the map where they can. And, you know, you're looking at the scaling here for both gold laners. Hiko is doing a great job farming both lanes, basically. He's got enough help as well to go ahead and secure himself this lane. And Dominkai's got to play catch-up. Now, he's not too far behind, just a couple hundred gold, and that's why he's going to go ahead and rotate between both lanes. This could be a potential setup. I'm not sure if Sao is actually going to get caught here with the Unbreakable. He knows. He doesn't, yeah. He knows they're there.
That makes sense. Right now for Aurora, the fact that they're not down by too much, I feel like it's still good because Demonkite will be scaling up. And not to say that Team Spirit doesn't have skill. They do have skill, but I feel like they do have ways to deal with Team Spirit, especially Dominkite here. Hiko might make the mistake of going for Wind of Nature, but who knows? Who knows?
I
don't think so. I don't think so, but who knows?
Hiko has definitely adjusted throughout the Swiss stage, man. You know, it was a rough start for him, but he might get caught. Okay, he takes some damage from Edward.
Half HP, and that's a lot of damage. Bomba in the back though, zoning Doming, or zoning Demon Kite. There's no way for him to enter. Edward gets caught with Tsunami Slam. Bomba again, zoning the backline. Fury of the Phoenix coming down, but it won't land on anyone now. Sawa with the flicker out. That's gonna be Bomba caught by the Mountain Chakra. Has a flicker out. Light gets out with the AOG. Some Force coming down, and Demon Kite picks up the kill on him. Hiko again with the help of the burst one shot coming in from an off angle. Finds the fracture, but Domeng was able to dash out from Sunset Lover's skill 1.
I like games like this where they're playing macro, but at the same time, they fight when the opportunity presents itself. Because for both teams, especially for Team Spirit, they're just zoning people away. They're going to get objectives for free. But the moment that Aurora Gaming Philippines is in a position that they can fight, they will fight.
Goes for the stun, Purify out. That's one shot with the damage, but now, with his Force again, it's so hard to get him down. Feathered Airstrike, just barely out of range, catches him in the end! The last tick of damage gets Domeng down!
I don't think he was expecting to get hit there on the
Assassination up top. It's a solo kill for Demon Kite. But Sawo is looking for revenge. Has Tsunami Slam. Has 2 members backing him up. Sawo with the jump in forward. Demon Kite goes. Oh, he can't go for the Traceless in time, and he gets bursted out by Sawo and Sunset.
I'm just going to say wow, man. Right now, Team Spirit, especially Sunset Lover. I don't know if the boss promises him a bonus or something if he gets an MVP, but he's everywhere. He's clearly motivated.
Yeah, man. Looking at the items here, again, breaking it down across the lanes, there's not a huge gap, right? Mid lane by a bit, but you're seeing that damage come through, especially with the Glowing Wand, Genius Wand, both wands locked in, plus the Lethal Ignition, and you kind of, you might forget just how much damage that Feathered Airstrike can do, even if you're on the edge of it, and that's, again, what happened to Dominkai here, so... Oh, man, even that burst looking light.
Oh, bro. Sunset Lover, man. Yeah. The items, the builds, with the Magic Worship, like, there's so much burn on the side of Aurora Gaming. They really got to start blowing their bullets to make sure that it calms down.
Yeah, Edward has to escape. Bomba is moving the mount down now as one shot does more damage. That's him. To the air he goes. CC immune. But they baited out the ultimate, and now Team Spirit will have a resource advantage.
But we also see the problem here. Kibomba kind of didn't take much damage. Like, even though he dies, Aurora Gaming have to use everything to take him down. And I think he'll take that tree.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. Like, we haven't seen as many glue picks come through. Ooh. You know, he's one of those heroes that just is able to tank up so much damage, cause a lot of chaos in the back line. And so far, Kid Bomba's done a really good job at doing that when the team fights do break out. That's why, you know, like you mentioned, LaFell, they're both playing at the macro level, but these team fights are almost like a chess match in itself, where you're seeing just how important the positioning is, especially for the gold laners, and why it's so difficult for Dominkite to find that space to work with, whether he's got the Zaman Force drop down or not. So both junglers, by the way, staying up top, doing some off-lane, off-map pushing if they can. Those tier 1s are still up, so no one can really claim the space around the Lord just yet.
Yeah, honestly, Aurora's having a hard time here.
What? That's a solo! Oh my goodness, not a solo. Sawo gets an assist, but Yui just got bursted down, and he did not want to flicker out.
If we're talking about chess pieces, man, Sunset Lover is moving like the rook, and now Kimbomba's moving like the knight. There's really not a lot of spaces that Aurora can use on the map to get themselves in position.
I feel like we always highlight Sunset Lover on the far side. Every time he plays the far side,
he's kind of good.
He should go pro.
He could go pro on this. I mean, my goodness, 4-0-3 right now, and that's twice now. Oh,
Nico gets caught. Ultimately, gets pulled down by Doming, and Edward, though, could not flicker out in time.
I feel like we have enough clips to show Claude's getting caught in that position.
Right
getting
there.
Caught by Frederick.
Boom earlier.
Yeah, so, hold on, Light.
First down on Light. He has the AOG, but he's going to be caught with a Tsunami Slam now, and just going to be bursted out by one shot and Sunset. So it's a 1-for-1. Roam for gold. Lord of the bottom lane gets a charge. Actually, does not get a charge down. Good job by Aurora Gaming Philippines. Edward. Oh, he gets caught with a fracture. And now it's Bomba into the slam and the flicker in. The Fear of the Phoenix catches 4 of them, but no one's there to follow it up. Sawo. Interesting recall.
I'm just really interested in what the idea was there. When Light got killed and then there seemed to be a call where Edward's like, all right, we're going to initiate. They just did not expect that amount of pressure from Team Spirit, I guess. Again, kind of wondering what the plan was there, but they are going to lose some of those tier 2 turrets now.
Sawo.
Is he going to go for light?
Could be. He made out the AOG, and that's enough. Now they push into the mid lane, and it's one shot, and Sunset who picks the turret up.
In my head, I kind of did thought Team Spirit will have a dominant game, but I didn't thought it would look like this.
Yeah, it's very, very strong showing for them, man. 4K ahead. And it just seems like a lot of it has to do with this Farsa pick, you know, the amount of pressure, because I don't know, you just don't have that much of an effect or that similar effect with the Zetian pick here from UA. You know, unfortunately, yeah, you've got the Fury of the Phoenix that can help out. Well, there's a nice close-up always of our favorite skin of the game, by the way.
Yep.
Kid Bomba doing an amazing job on this glue, like we mentioned. And now Hiko picking up the Malefic gun, so...
Whoa. Oh. Tsunami Slam locks like down through the Phoenix zone now! As I see the Edward jump in and one shot to be caught with a mountain shotgun will fall. AOG out of there, Bomba gets caught! Demon Kite gets a double as Hiko still goes for the damage. Now blazing Duan from Hiko! Goes through them all, flicker in to find Yue!
What? Okay, well, that...
Oh, Sunset over?
Oh, Sunset.
He's
got the
flying
feather.
by. Oh, what a cancel by Light!
Oh my...
And it's Demon Kite with the Traceless in.
You just flew blind into a bush you didn't want to go to, man.
Farsa cannot see.
She can't see.
She's actually blind.
More accurate Farsa.
More accurate, man.
No, but that was in the bush. Unlucky.
Unlucky. That last fight, by the way, it didn't go their way because they didn't have the feather airstrike, and that's what I was talking about. Like, the Farsa is such an integral part of this lineup success.
Do you
And
feel like that's gonna get clipped?
Yeah.
which one?
Yeah.
Which part?
Farsa blindly going to a bush.
Yep.
Lore accurate Farsa.
More accurate Farsa. Yeah, that's it. And now Lord's up. So with all of that, imagine they just got about 3.5k gold in the hands of Aurora Gaming Philippines. So they're in a much better position now to contest the objective, but, you know, still nonetheless is playing within those timings, those windows that are available to them. And they'll, that's part of the game plan. Like I said, just take your time with this Lord take.
Yeah, we can definitely see that Aurora, they have the damage, especially coming in from Demon Kite, but also Hiko has shown that he is looking pretty strong at this point. Demon Kite, with that Holy Crystal, might be able to two-shot Hiko if Hiko is not careful.
Yeah.
And all the basic attacks hit onto Hiko, but yeah, Aurora Gaming, they have the tools to punish Team Spirit if they put themselves in a very punishable spot.
Yeah. Wins a crown though for Hiko.
All
That's
right.
gonna help.
He's got that. That was the question earlier on, but it looks like Aurora's going to go ahead and start this Lord up. They don't have to fully commit to it, though. I think they're just trying to spawn out. Nice little shot there, Hiko. Getting checked at half health, but it's more so just spotting out where Team Spirit is here for Aurora Gaming Philippines while they go ahead and take their time with this. Light does pick up the anti-Karas, but they'll just go for a reset. They don't have the positioning favor they want to. Plus, they've got a nice wave pushing up top that they're going to have to deal with at some point here.
This is looking really, really good for Team Spirit.
Yeah. Kiboma does have that flicker, so if he finds an opportunity, he can jump with someone. The question is who? Ideally, you want to get Demon Kite, but if you don't, who's the next target?
Wait a second.
Oh, they're going to
Go
go.
for it. Edward jumps in on 3. That's what he's doing within the crown as well. That's a mistimed Unbreakable by Light. Now Asawa jumps in with the Tsunami Slam. Gets caught as the Mount comes in as well. Light bursts it out by one shot on the Nolan. And that's a turret up top falling. The tier 2 falling to the big slow push built up by Team Spirit.
Ooh, that was not the fight they wanted, man. They lost the tier 2 turret. They're going to lose the Lord off of that. That was a fight initiated by Edward. And that's why I was saying this composition is a little bit different just because of the sense of usually they're reacting to Team Spirit. But that time they chose to go.
Yeah.
And they got punished because the layering wasn't the way they wanted it to be. And once that's gone, especially like we've seen before with the Sora, once that initial crowd control is gone, and then you don't have that follow through, you're kind of just left as a sitting duck to be taken out.
Yeah, honestly, Sora in the late game is a different kind of blast cannon where your initial attack, doesn't matter if it's a setup or the damage, is going to be incredibly strong. But after that, like I said, it's going to be a sitting duck. You're going to die to almost anything. So that's the dangers of using a Sora.
And they are on the defense.
Sawo. hovering over earlier. Hiko unable to use the wave. Just the mid-base turret taken down for now. Aurora doing a good job at manipulating the waves as well, just holding it in. And this is a comp with really good clear, you know? They have a Zetian, they have a Harith, the Eastern Shin doing work as well.
Yeah, they've got, so they clear out the Lord. They still got a couple waves to handle, which should be fine with them. They should be able to hold on to these 2 base turrets after losing that mid. Sawo not really able to force anything. Oh,
the flicker out of the AOGs. Amon Force used up as well by Domeng, and they are able to clear it out. They know this turret needs to stay alive.
That was smart, very, very smart, especially because honestly, Aurora, they have multiple ways to actually cancel out that feather airstrike.
Yeah.
Because it's not just light, but Yue as well. Because you're not going to be moving, you're going to get stunned up, it's going to cancel out anyway. So Aurora, they really got to make it so that they're patient. You got to see that feather airstrike first, and then you answer it.
Ooh. Okay, they are doing everything to hold on to this turret.
Yeah.
They should do it just fine. Like we mentioned, the clear is going to be good. They do hold on to the top 2. They're going to pop the conceal just to force Team Spirit off of this. And that's what I was saying. You know, earlier on, Sao, he didn't have the flicker, but now it's available. If he wanted to start a fight, they could, but they don't want to throw this lead that they have, this advantage against Aurora Gaming Philippines, because you still have to respect what this composition can do, especially in the base, where they have more of a free space to work with and can get the favorable positioning if Team Spirit goes a little bit too far. So it's much better for them to just kind of wait, let that Lord come up in about 30, and then get in position from there. See if they can bait anything out. Sao?
Oh, wait. Sao can actually just go Tsunami Slam here, but he doesn't go for it. I thought he was going to flick in Tsunami Slam.
Discipline, man.
Yep.
Right now, for our newer viewers as well, I think it's good to address why Aurora Gaming is using everything that he can to make sure that the bottom turret doesn't get taken down, because the Lord will spawn. It's going to spawn on top. Going up against a Nolan as well as a Claude, there's always that chance, a backdoor, or they would just split you up. So if that tower goes down, if we're going to talk about chess, that's basically a check.
Yep. Yeah. And with that, they hold on to it. This is also evolved now for the Lord, so it's going to take a little bit longer for Team Spirit to secure it, but Light's already given the information over. Edward handled that wave down bottom the best he can, but he's got to be here a part of this fight. So we'll see how they decide to go and position themselves for this. The Mountain Shocker's going to be used.
It's not reset properly. That was a blunder. Sao's going to go in. It's going to be caught by Domenkai actually there. Now Tsunami Slam coming down. A Slide gets brushed down. Edward with walk up here. The Phoenix already catching him now. Sunset Lover's able to flicker up, and Edward jumps in forward. Immortality by Sunset Lover. Fracture coming down now as Domenkai walks over as well. Edward just cannot die. Sao will fall to Domeng, and now it's Bomba running for the hills. Cannot go on to Demon Kai. That's all again. Domeng jumping in with his Amon Force. One shot Immortality. Domeng gets a double.
It's a wipeout! They got the Lord, but Aurora Gaming got the fight. They're going to clear out this Lord and go down the mid lane.
That was a mistake by Team Spirit on many different fronts. Like I said, Mirko, the fact that they did not properly reset that was number one. But again,
can they end it?
I think it's
I
over.
think they can.
7 seconds on Hiko. It's over for game 1. Team Spirit held the lead for the whole game, but Aurora got one fight.
Man, it was one fight to turn it around. And like you mentioned, it wasn't the reset of the Lord that Team Spirit wanted, and so they capitalize off it. And man, talk about Edward leading the charge on that Sora to keep things together, and Domenkai finally having the game, man, where he was able to pop off towards the end there.
Yeah, I feel like we got to dissect that just a little bit more, because we got to talk about step by step. Number one, they failed to reset, and then after that, it did seem like Sao panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
Tried to grab onto Demon Kai on the Eastern Shin, failed to just grab whoever is next, and then put themselves in a situation where Sunset Lover on that far side is forced to use the Feather Airstrike so that they get some kind of trade. But the moment the Feather Airstrike was popped, so does Fury of the Phoenix. And you can see it on screen.
Yes.
The Farsa was stunned and then had to use the flicker to get out of there. And at that point, already lost so much HP. Look at this. This is the final fight. Look at Sunset Lover having to use the ult, get stunned up, and then multiple members of Aurora just chase after, like, basically both ends. Some go over towards the Farsa, some make sure that Hiko gets taken down. So that was a big blunder that causes panic on Team Spirit, and then that fraction of hesitation just cost them the game.
It was a great. That was a call by Edward too. Like you saw that as soon as he's like, okay, this is in my range. Sunset Lover's in my range, and Domake was close enough. That was such a good call there for them to follow through with that. And yeah, it was a split fight, right? They was split up, and it was just a such a quick decision. I mean, think about it. Minutes ago, they were in their base defending, and that's why you mentioned Lefel. That was so crucial for them to maintain those base turrets as they did, especially that bottom one.
Yes. Man, well played to Aurora. And I gotta say, man, just the smallest of mistakes, like not resetting the Lord properly, can have drastic impacts on the game. And this is a very good example. If you guys wanna, share with your friends how one small mistake, one tiny mistake leads to all this, leads to a whole end, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe that
go reset.
Maybe that explains UA's pose now, bro.
A tiny mistake is
tiny
all we
mistake.
need.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Usually we're very critical about mistakes, but in this mistake, it's actually more towards Aurora because that mistake was not a huge mistake. It takes a very strong team to capitalize on that because, again, against other teams, they might not be punished that hard. But against a team like Aurora, you make that one mistake, and then the game is just over. I think that's a very good example, like you guys are saying, how a mistake can really turn the game around. But it also shows that you need to be a very good team. You need to be well coordinated because, again, not everyone went towards Sunset Lover. Yeah. They were split. Some make sure Hiko gets taken care of. Some make sure that Sunset Lover was taken care of. And now we're looking at the MVP by the official gaming phone, and it's going to be Edward, 2, 3, and then 7, making that crucial play. That catch caused them to win.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, when you even look at the way that Edward played this game, when we take a look at the highlights here in just a second, is, there was times clearly when the Sora setting things up with the Torrent or just being able to, there wasn't too many times, obviously, where he was the damaged Sora that we've seen usually in the gold lane. And it was that crowd control, it was that presence to be kind of that front line if he needed to. Because you got to remember, too, how many defensive AOGs Light had to use. So the fact that Edward was on this Sora, which, by the way, was last pick in the draft, was tanky enough to deal with a lot of this either zoning potential or just kind of starting the fight, allowed this possibility. Because, again, Team Spirit controlled pretty much 3/4 of this game, okay? Aurora Gaming just madly punished Team Spirit's mistake around that Lord. They were defending into the base, and that's one thing we highlighted too. This lineup, this composition allows them to go ahead and clear those lanes and defend in the base for quite a long time. And they bought enough time for them. Again, 5,000 gold difference is not impossible to come back from. Neither is an 8 or 10,000 gold. We've seen that before. Oh. And Sunset Lover had an amazing game on the far side, just like he has in the before. But it was moments like this where he doesn't have the feathered airstrike in this fight that Aurora punished Team Spirit. And I feel like there was very little opportunity for them to do that, but when the opportunity presented itself, dude, they punished Team Spirit when they could. And that's what you mentioned, with a team like this, they will make those punishments when they see the opportunity.
Yeah, and here's the thing, as amazing as Sunset Lover is, this is the crush that some of the teams have, right? You win and lose based on that one player. Because we saw one Sunset Lover gets taken down, everyone basically panics. And honestly, understandably so, because they've been winning off of Sunset Lover's plays. And we saw after the game was finished, they were discussing amongst each other. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that final play was the discussion, because what else are you going to talk about the rest of the game? They did pretty well. The fight that they lost, it was more on Aurora executing well. And I feel like you can, how do I say this? Like, you don't have to be so hard on Sunset Lover going in the bush where the people is there, because sometimes you just don't know. Us as casters, as audience, you can see everyone, but them, they don't see it. So, yeah.
For sure. Holding that angle, the hole in the bush, Light, in that position as well. It takes a really, really strong team to punish these small little mistakes. And Aurora are elite, It's just sometimes they have that tendency.
Yeah, they didn't here.
They did. They were the opposite here. They were the opposite.
Yeah, they need to lose first.
Yeah.
So they can't be the ones leading. They have to be the ones. Okay.
That seems to be the curse to them right now. Like,
even for Aurora Turkey earlier.
Actually.
It's the Aurora curse.
Yeah, so for Aurora,
don't get ahead.
You want to tango, but you want someone else to take the lead first. And then you start spinning them around, and then you show them like who's boss.
Damn.
It's just interesting because 20-minute game. This is much longer than our some of the previous games that we've had here, and it was just Aurora has been in that position before where they're on the defensive, you know, they got to clear things out. I think even so, like, how valuable was this Senayan pick, for example? You know, now that this is the second time that we've seen it, and I believe still 100% win rate. It fits in a certain composition that works well, and like, if you think about it, like I said, the Fury of the Phoenix was probably one of the better utilities that comes with it because of that little bit of a stun that you get.